What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel Gist Loaded. If you're a true Nollywood lover, or you're just discovering how powerful Nigerian cinema has become, then you're in the right place. Today we take you deep into the life of Pete Edochie, from his birth and education to his rise as the Lion of Nollywood, his marriage, family, awards, wealth, and the quiet, dignified lifestyle of one of Africa's greatest actors. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's get started. There are actors, and then there are legends. Men whose voices alone command silence, men whose presence on screen feels less like acting and more like destiny. When Pete Edochie appears in a movie, you don't question his authority, you submit to it. For over 5 decades, he has ruled African cinema as kings, elders, priests, and patriarchs, not because he was cast into those roles, but because he was born for them. But who really is Pete Edochie beyond the red cap and walking stick? Where did he come from? What shaped his wisdom, discipline, and commanding aura? How did he build a successful marriage in an industry full of broken homes? And what kind of life does a Nollywood icon live behind closed doors? Today, we uncover the full story of Pete Edochie, the man, the myth, and the legacy. Pete Edochie was born on March 7, 1947, in Enugu State, southeastern Nigeria. He was born into a traditional Igbo family at a time when Nigeria was still under colonial rule, a period that strongly emphasized discipline, respect for elders, cultural values, and moral uprightness. Growing up in Enugu, young Pete was surrounded by storytelling, proverbs, village meetings, and ancestral traditions, which would later become the foundation of his acting strength. Unlike many children of his generation, Pete Edochie was naturally outspoken, confident, and intellectually curious. Even as a young boy, people noticed that he had a deep, commanding voice, natural leadership qualities, and an unusual ability to hold conversations far beyond his age. These traits would later become his greatest professional weapons. Pete Edochie is not just a man of culture. He is also highly educated. He attended primary and secondary schools in eastern Nigeria before proceeding to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, one of Nigeria's most prestigious universities. At UNN, Pete Edochie studied journalism, a discipline that sharpened his communication skills, critical thinking, public speaking ability, and deep understanding of society. This academic background played a crucial role in shaping his worldview and later success in broadcasting and acting. His education gave him something many actors lack: intellectual depth. It allowed him to understand scripts, interpret characters, and deliver dialogue with meaning and authority. Before Nollywood ever existed, Pete Edochie was already a respected professional. He began his career with the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, NBC, which later became the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. Thanks to his intelligence, discipline, and exceptional voice, he rose rapidly through the ranks. In fact, Pete Edochie became one of the youngest Nigerians ever appointed as a director at NTA, an achievement that spoke volumes about his competence and leadership. Broadcasting refined his voice, confidence, and screen presence, unknowingly preparing him for a historic acting career. In 1987, destiny knocked. Pete Edochie was cast as Okonkwo in the television adaptation of Things Fall Apart, written by literary icon Chinua Achebe. This single role changed everything. Pete Edochie didn't just play Okonkwo, he embodied the character so perfectly that generations of Nigerians could no longer imagine Okonkwo as anyone else. The series became a national sensation and introduced Pete Edochie as a cultural symbol, a master storyteller, and the face of African masculinity on screen. From that moment on, his name was permanently engraved in Nigerian entertainment history. As Nollywood emerged in the early 1990s, Pete Edochie became its backbone. He specialized in roles such as king's village elders, high priests, wealthy patriarchs, moral authorities. What sets Pete Edochie apart is believability. He uses proverbs instead of loud acting, silence instead of exaggeration, presence instead of overperformance. His acting feels natural because it flows from lived experience and cultural understanding. Pete Edochie has been married for decades to Josephine Edochie, the woman he married long before fame, wealth, or public recognition. Their marriage is one of the strongest and longest-lasting unions in Nigerian entertainment. Josephine Edochie intentionally stayed away from the spotlight, choosing to focus on family home stability. Pete Edochie has repeatedly credited her patience, humility, and support as the foundation of his success. Pete Edochie is a proud father of 6 children. Among them is Yul Edochie, a popular Nollywood actor, director, and producer. Despite fame in the family, Pete Edochie runs his household with traditional discipline and strong moral values. To him, legacy is not fame, it is character. Pete Edochie's impact has earned him countless awards. Most notably, in 2003, he was honored with the Member of the Order of the Niger, MON, by the federal government of Nigeria. He has also received Lifetime Achievement Awards, Cultural Excellence, Honors, Industry Recognition Awards, yet his greatest achievement remains the respect of generations. Pete Edochie's estimated net worth ranges between $3 million and $5 million. His income sources include acting career, broadcasting background, endorsements, cultural and public appearances. His wealth is quiet, dignified, and purposeful. Pete Edochie owns several properties, including homes in Enugu State. His taste in cars favors comfort and durability over luxury display. He lives a calm, intellectual life centered on reading, cultural discussions, mentoring younger generations. No noise, no excess, just legacy. Pete Edochie is not just a Nollywood actor, he is a custodian of African culture, a voice of wisdom, a symbol of discipline, a living legend. When future generations study African cinema, Pete Edochie's name will be unavoidable. If this story inspired you, like, subscribe, and share this video.